Hi, this is Chris Ruisi, and welcome to another episode of the Step Up and Play Big Weekly Mind Jolt. Now, some people, when they hear the phrase a sense of urgency, immediately think that a crisis is brewing and the pace needs to be stepped up to get back to normal, or what we commonly call the status quo. However, in today's business climate and the ever-changing priorities that come with it, can a company really afford to get back to status quo for any extended period of time? I don't think so. Now, developing and maintaining an ongoing sense of urgency should be the norm for any company wanting to take a competitive lead in their marketplace. In fact, a sense of urgency should become part of the company's daily culture and reflected in everything that they do. This will give them the edge over those who cling to a business-as-usual strategy. Now, creating and maintaining a sense of urgency culture in a company doesn't happen without a great deal of effort to bring about this change. It requires an even greater effort and commitment on the part of its leader to get the process started and to have the courage to stick with it. Now, in essence, the leader needs to take bold action to set the expectation for a sense of urgency culture and then set the standards for how accountability to it will be measured. Make no mistake, a sense of urgency culture starts with the leader. To get started in creating this sense of urgency culture within your company, consider the following. First, you have to create an orientation towards decision-making and action. While reviewing data on which to make a decision is important, you don't want to get so caught up in the data review that you end up studying all the sides of a circle. At some point, a decision needs to be made and action taken. If you make the wrong decision, you can make another one to make it right. Customers and clients want fast action, and if you can deliver it correctly, you have a competitive advantage. Next, all of the processes within your company must be results driven. Sometimes, as companies grow, they create layer upon layer of rules and procedures. Eventually, they put too many in place, and they find it difficult to undo them because they've become so deeply ingrained in the company's daily operations. The result is that the company becomes slow and cumbersome in the delivery of its service promise. It loses any hope of having a competitive advantage. The leader needs to cut through this bureaucracy and clutter and all of the obstacles that it creates and eliminate anything that slows down the decision-making process and impedes the achievement of the company's goals. Next, the leader needs to refocus his team's attention on achieving measurable outcomes, real and measurable results. When companies exist just to maintain the status quo, their teams focus on that and they measure the wrong things. To them, checking off items on a project list is how they define success. They become lost in the weeds of tasks and they don't give the desired outcome the attention it deserves. All around us, every day, we experience what a lack of sense of urgency looks like. There are plenty of examples out there for us to observe and learn from. As such, it stands to reason that if you make the decision to create and nurture a strategy built around a dynamic and ongoing sense of urgency, you will earn a competitive advantage. And I'm right about that. So what are you waiting for? Just keep in mind that everyone knows that action leads to results. However, action driven by a sense of urgency removes the limits on just how far you can go. Well, that's it for this week. I'll see you all again next week.